Hey there folks, Gareth here from tracyandmatt.co.uk and for unboxings.com and Mobile Tech Addicts, and I have the Acer C720, which is a fairly new Chromebook in a little damaged box here that we're going to have a quick first look at. It's brand spanking new, not quite off the shelf, but if I can find a knife, then I can get this open. Okay, there we have it open, well, seal broken. Right. I guess it's more important to point out there's a handle here that's useful for carting the box to and from. We should have a look around the box really. There's the 720, that's what it looks like. There's a caution on the back here that it's got a lithium-ion battery and do not load or transport package if damaged. That's not damaged, that's a feature of the box. Yeah. On the side here we have some specs that we'll run through later. Made in China. Down the bottom, product codes. And not really much on that side, so we'll just dig straight into the box. And inside the box we have stuff. On this side we have some power cabling. So a 3-pin plug there. That must be the power adapter. And then, as this is from America land, we have an American power socket adapter thing. Okay, we'll put those all over there gently. Take out this egg cartony stuff here. Set that over there. And we have information pertaining to the Acer 720 Chromebook setup guide. Looks like a fascinating read, this. There's stuff and things you can type on it. It's always a handy feature. Over here there's a power button that allows you to turn on the Chromebook if you feel the need. Then over here, this is where you plug it in to charge the battery and indeed power the unit, allowing you to press this button here to power it on. And I'll get on with it, sorry. Stuff on the back. Oh yes, gesture support, because the touchpad does a great many things. Then we have the International Traveler's Warranty. Explore beyond the limits, right, okay. Feels like there's a bit of cardboard in there or something. It's quite peculiar, that. It's all slink wrap. And okay, fair enough. And under this rather attractive dressing here, we actually have the little Chromebook itself. Isn't it lovely? And it's, managed to leave fingerprint on it already. It's lovely, it's very smooth, it's very soft, it's almost silky. There's the Chrome logo there, in case you didn't see it. And Acer, of course. On this side we have a full-sized SD card slot. Always makes more sense to me to have a full-size SD, because that way you can choose what way you do things. That's a USB 2.0, I believe, and the Kensington lock there. There's a bit of a style vent here, or not vent, but a styling, but an element of styling. Then we have a vent here, and on the back we have a door that I can only imagine is for a SIM card in the 3G version of it. This is not the 3G version. This is, in fact, a Wi-Fi only version. We have the microphone and headphone socket. Then there is the HDMI out, USB 3, and the microphone headphone socket. That's not that one, that's the power socket, because it's deceptively small. Might end up plugging them in by accident. On the front, nothing. On the top, fingerprints. It's warm up here, okay? It's warm. Okay, so we're going to open her up and have a look and see what's inside. Some muslin or whatever you call that stuff. And here is the keyboard. It's quite nice. It's quite the little chiclet tablets, which feel that there's a good response to them. Obviously, it's not a standard keyboard as you would see on a Windows laptop. You have, well, the cursors I suppose are standard. The enter button is divided up to share with the slash button there, and across the top here we have bits and pieces for Chrome, back and forward buttons, reload, screen sharing and screenshots and stuff like that, brightness, or not quite so, or less brighter, no volume, volume down, volume up, and power. And the touchpad at the bottom here for touching. And then there's this, which is an exciting sticker that tells you of all the things that the Chromebook can do. 7-second fast boot up, battery life of 8.5 hours, SSD data access, virus protection, 100 gigabytes of Google Drive storage, free for 2 years, automatic updates, built-in security, which I think is the same as virus protection, but who cares, and free apps available. Intel inside. Oh, having had a look at the bottom here, we've got some vents here for air. There's a sticker here that appears to be coming off. I'll just stick that down in case it gets lost. Might be useful. And the screen. We have the screen here. Acer, it says. We can remove this plastic covering off here. I remember doing this with an HP Pavilion and decided to stick in every nook and cranny possible. That has not happened on this Chromebook, thankfully. So this is the screen. And I'm just going to refer to my thingy here. This is the screen. It is 11.6 inches across the waist, thankfully. There's a built-in web camera here. We're having trouble with the focus. I do apologize. So inside this baby, we have an Intel Celeron 2955U, which is a 1.4 gigahertz dual-core processor. It's obviously got the Intel HD Haswell graphics inside it as well, so Haswell technology is in here for a bit of battery saving. I'll turn on and see if there's any power in here. This is the 2 gigabyte version. Oh, those cheap devils have shipped it without power. And through the magic of editing, we now have power. Okay, so it's quite difficult to see under this light, but the screen's not bad. It's quite good. Hence the fact I said it's not bad. The colours they do suffer from a wee bit of washout as you tilt it a good bit, which is I suppose a standard feature of cheaper laptops. Let's see if we can reshuffle that so we can. I'll do a wee bit of configuration here and get us logged in. So while that's configuring all the updates and things like this is obviously running Chrome OS, which is a relatively, it's not new operating system, but it's one that's really taken the internet by storm this year especially, well last year I suppose, 2013, and this is going to be the year of Chrome, if not next year. Inside we've got a 16 gigabyte SSD. It comes in 2 different flavors. There's the 2 gigabyte DDR3 RAM or the 4 gigabyte DDR3 RAM. Fairly certain this is the 2 gigabyte, but I could be proved wrong. And I would be correct. It's got the front-facing webcam. Doesn't actually say what kind of specification there is on there. It has stereo speakers which are built in underneath the keyboard, which seems to be a favourable thing for manufacturers these days. It has Bluetooth 4.0, which is kind of nice. USB 3 and USB 2, obviously, as we pointed out earlier, and it weighs about 2.76 pounds. It's a whopping 0.75 of an inch thick, and it also has a 30-day free trial of Google Play Music. Isn't that wonderful? It's still not finished configuring itself.
So I was thinking, there was a little Spanish boy, words, somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. My lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, we'll straight to Mars and go sailing. And somewhere beyond the sky, I know, beyond the doubt, I'll leave it out to meet it beyond the sea. Shoo-doo-doo.
Okay, despite having to install some updates and the like, we didn't quite get the 7-second boot up. Okay, so Chrome is obviously going to configure itself to my particular settings, the way I have my other Chromebook set up. So it's just done that. It's got my little face down here, and it's got my shortcuts over here of my frequently used bits and bobs, and it's gradually installing more on the, well, I guess it's a desktop, although you can't actually put anything on the desktop in that kind of fashion. Hopefully Chrome have some exciting plans of what they're actually going to do with the desktop. We've seen this before. This is a guide to all the bits and pieces. Now, this is one of the things I love about the Chromebook, is your ability to use a 2-finger motion to scroll up and down, and then you can slide this way to push to go back instead of actually having to press the back button. It's all the way up there. Nightmare that could possibly be. So it explains that to you in this handy little brochure here. I don't see too many new exciting things. There's obviously just the 2-finger push and pull, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's pretty much the Chromebook. It's very small, it's very light, it's very thin, very narrow. These Chromebooks are getting thinner and smaller all the time, but it's to be expected because there's not much in the way of hardware inside them, and they're not going to dazzle you with specifications because they don't require too much in the way of specifications to run. Nice new hardware. It's lovely to see, and we'll get a review out to you fairly soon. We'll be talking about it in the Mobile Tech Addicts podcast and Hangout this week, so tune in for that. And also check out traceyandmatt.co.uk for all the latest news and reviews in the world of technology, and we'll catch you again next time. Take care now.